Alright guys, let's create the social link web project using reactjs and Tailwind CSS. So let's go back to our VS Code and start creating it. As you can see, I've already created the React tab using Wait and also imported some of the images that are required for this project, along with some Tailwind CSS predefined classes which we are going to use in this project. Alright, now let's come back to our app.tsx and start creating it. Now, if I go back to my design, as you can see, the background is this darkish grayish color and it's a single page project. So what I can do is come back to my index.csx and say my body will have a background color of this of black. Copy this, paste here. Alright, now if I go back, as you can see, the background is of this of black color. Now come back to my VS Code. In my app.tsx file, let's create the project. Let's give this div some class properties. So write your class name. Let's say this div has width full, height screen, and every content within this div will have a flex property, flex, justify, center, items, center. Alright. So within this div, I have to create the card component. So comment here card components. Alright. Now create a div. Now this div, let's say, have a width of 400 pixel and a height of around 500 pixel. And this div will have a background color of dark gray. Now if I save this and go back, as you can see, our card is visible. Now let's do one thing, give a rounded property of LG. Alright, as you can see, there is some cornering in all the sides. Alright, now within this div, I have to create the profile picture and all the links. So let's do that. So create a div and let's name it as profile div. Alright, now this div will have the image. So type img, and now I have to import my profile image from my public folder. So import profile image from /profile.png. Alright, copy this, change this double inverted commas to curly braces, and within this write your profile image. Now what is this error? Profile, it will be not jpg. Alright, now if I go back to my output, as you can see, my profile picture is visible. Alright, now if I come back, let's give a width of around 100 pixel. Now if I go back, as you can see, the size has been reduced and it's looking somewhat similar. Alright, now let's do one thing. Everything under this main div will have a flex property along with a flex column. It will have items, it will be items center along with justify start. Now if I go back, as you can see, it is in the center. Alright, now come back to this image div and give a class name of, and make this div of 100 pixel and give a rounded full property along with overflow hidden. Now let's see what this does. As you can see, our profile image is circular now. Alright, now let's do one thing. Let's give a padding of, let's say, 5 here. Alright, now I've given padding of 5 and the result looks like this. Alright, now let's create the name and the location. Now let's go back to my VS Code and create another div. It will have h1 property which will have my name. Alright, now it will also have a paragraph which is this India, West Bengal. Alright, now if I go back, now as you can see, our h1 and p tags are visible. But let's do one thing. As we have given flex property here, so we can write that cap of 5. Alright, now if I Save this and go back. As you can see, there is some gapping between the profile image along with this name and the location tag. Give a class name here. Now the text color is white. Alright, if I go back, as you can see, it's white. Font will be let's say semi bold. Text 3XL. 3XL is too much. 2XL. Alright. Now this paragraph tag will have a class property and has a text color of primary. Font medium. Let's give this div a class name and let's say text center. Alright. Now if I go back, as you can see, our text are in center. So it's almost done. What we can do is we can reduce the text size to SM. Alright. Okay. Now we have this code. So for this code, I can simply create another paragraph tag and simply copy this. Alright. Paste it and cut this in from here and change here and add here span tag, and within that paste this in. Let's give the class name here and it will have a text primary color. So if I go back, as you can see, now let's do one thing. This will have a class name and it will be text white. Font medium. Text center. Now if I come back, as you can see, it's visible. Now let's do one thing. Text will be SM. Alright, now as you can see, it's looking somewhat similar. Alright, now let's do one thing. Let's increase our height of this card component to, let's say, 580 pixel. Alright, let's see the result. I have let's check 549. Let's make this 550 pixel. Now this will be almost similar to what the height of this card component here is. So come back to my VS Code. Now we have to create this links. Alright, now let's create this links. So come back to my VS Code. Within this src folder, create another file and name it as list.ts. Alright, now we have to create an array of object. So let me create the array of object first. Alright, as you can see, I have created an array of object and named it as list. Now as I am using TypeScript, we have to specify our types of this array. So let's create the types. So export interface. Let's give the name as social media. Right. Now what I can do is our title will be a string. Our href is also a string. Right. And our image is also a string. After some minor changes in my list.ts file, as we are using TypeScript, now let's save this and come back to our app.tsx file, and we have to map our list again. So right here, list. Now this will import list from the list file which we created, and we have to map over it. So map. Now this will take a function. So I can simply destructure it and say href, image, and title. Alright. Now this will have a social media interface which I exported. Now this, alright. Now what I can do is create an anchor tag, and within this anchor tag I can start creating our links. So first will be our image tag. Change this double inverted commas to curly braces and write here image. Now this will be title. Alright. And after that I can simply create a paragraph tag, and within this paragraph tag I can give a curly braces and write title here, and this href, change this to curly braces again, and this will be href. Now if I come back, as you can see, it's visible, but our images are too large, so it's going outside the card component. So let's fix that. come back to my app.tsx and give a class name here, and let's say width of around 20 pixel. Alright, as you can see, the size has been reduced. Now 20 is little bit small, let's say 30. Alright, come back to the anchor tag and give a class name here. Let's make a grid calls to items center. Now if I go back, as you can see, our images and the links are aligned. Now if I click this, it will go to my GitHub, Twitter, YouTube links, every link which I have provided. Now what can I do is give here a target. It's a target blank. Now what this will do is, if I click my link, it will open the link in a new tab. Alright, now close this, come back to my VS Code. So I have copied some of my class properties which I tested earlier. So what I've done is, in my anchor tag, I have given a group class name, made it cursor pointer, grid, given a grid calls of 2 because these two elements will take a grid call 1 and 2, made it justify center, item start, and given a width of around 250 pixel, and given a py and px of 2 and 10 respectively. The background color is gray. It will have a rounded LG, so this is border radius, and it will have a MB of 5, and when we hover over it, the card color will change to this primary color, and it will have a duration of 100. Now similarly, in my paragraph tag, what I've done is made this hover text of black. Now what this will do is, if I go back, whenever I hover, look at the paragraph tag, it changes its color to black. So this is what group property does. I made this, this is not good. Alright, now the text is SM, which is of 14 pixel. It will be uppercase, font will be semi-bold, text will be, now primary text will be white, and it will have a group over text of black. Now the tracking is normal, which is my letter spacing. Now I have also changed some of the previous class properties, like I have increased my height of the card component to 580 pixel to accommodate all the links here, and given some margin bottom here and there, like in my profile names, I have given a padding top of 5, and also in the quote section I have given a margin bottom of 4, which will give this spacing between this quote and this links. Alright, now I have also mapped it. As you can see, our project is done. Now let's see, is it mobile friendly? So I have this extension. If I click, as you can see, in mobile it will look like this, and if I see for tablet, now in tablet it will look something like this. So with this, we have completed our project. Thank you for watching this video and hope you like it. See you in the next one. Till then, peace.